attitude. We don't move like them others do. Real recognize real.
My name is Kenneth Robinson, and I am the founder of Freedom Fighting Missionaries, which is a nonprofit organization that I founded to assist the formerly incarcerated and brothers and sisters who have a disability and also have a background. This work started from my own release. I was released from federal prison here in Charlotte in 2012 after serving a 10-year sentence. My family had relocated here from Winston-Salem and Mount Airy in the time that I was away. Right? And at that time, right, Charlotte Halfway House, which no longer exists, right? Charlotte Halfway House was known for being able to get you the full 6 months time, right? And that it was people there that would at least try to help you. So I relocated to Charlotte 2012, got out, right, with the idea that, I had programmed in there, did the right thing, and, I had 5 children to take care of that was in immediate need, right? So I was going to attempt to try to do, what they say is the right thing, right? Try to get a job, try to, stay out of the street life and just do the right thing, right? And was motivated to do that, right? Had taken a lot of classes, read a lot of books, and was focused. And of course got out here to the reality of things, right? That none of those things is lined up for you, right? There's just simply not a program that exists for you, right? That matters, that's pertinent to you, right? That you're black, you have limited work experience, right? Your education has been in a way, right? Most of us, right? That not in line with your peers, right? Now here you are, in your 30s, right? Sometimes 40s and 50s, having never worked a regular job, right? And delayed on technology, which changes every year, right? So here you are, and there I was, right, out. Now, motivated, focused, ready to go, but nothing prepared for somebody like me, right? So these pair of boots, right, that they talk about, right? Well, you have them, and you should just lift yourself up by them, Kenny, right? It's the attitude that I got everywhere I went, right? So that every nonprofit, every program, it's all designed for you to all right, you just gotta tough it out, right? Here's the class, it's free. So you figure out how to get here, right? And how you're going to eat while you're there, how you're going to get yourself back, right? Then in 2 months or so, when it's complete, we're going to try our best to get you a job doing that, right? So I did all of those things, right? Take resume classes, take the soft skills training, right? Do all of this stuff. It's free, right? I had to get myself there and go through these struggles, right? 5 kids in immediate need, right? And they heard these things about you, so they want you to get to it, right? Because they need things like, tampons and deodorant and stuff, right? Basic stuff that they need, right? So here I am out here in a foreign city, right? Charlotte, right? Supposed to be the biggest city in North Carolina. You would think that there was some help there, right? All of these banks and stuff, they're there. Big businesses is there, right? Sports teams and stuff is there, right? Surely, right, there's something for a brother there, right? Right, but that wasn't the case. So 40 interviews I went on, told no 40 straight times in a row, right here in Charlotte, bouncing around to all of these places. Go here, go there, this staffing place, go there. Oh, you could be a flagger. Oh, do this day work, do that, right? Here's somebody, right, that are like a lot of the brothers and sisters that's here from Charlotte, right? Well, when they left, they was getting money, right? They wasn't homeless, right? It wasn't like trying to figure it out and all of that. They left 10, 15 years ago and they was getting money back then, right? And the whole city was different, right? There was buildings there was projects there was houses there, right? That they're not there no more, right? So here I am alongside these brothers and sisters, right? That they're from Charlotte, right? And we're in the same struggle in the halfway house together. Going out here trying to find a job, right? Want to get our life together. They got children here in Charlotte, right? Family here in Charlotte. They're home 15 years later now, right? Some people remember them from over there in Boulevard Homes or whatever hood that they was from here in Charlotte. Now they're in the class with me, right? And we trying to figure it out. What we gonna do? Flip, they called me, right? We got, take this class, take this training, right? And even though we was in the same struggle, right, having came home from prison with a record, limited experience, right, our struggles was a little bit different, right? Because they had additional struggles just from being from here, right? See, they from here, born and raised in Charlotte, right? Black, right? From a certain neighborhood, right? That in itself is a crime, right? Automatically, you're going to fall into all of these different categories, right? And you're going to prison, right? You're going there, right? From these neighborhoods and stuff. Generational poverty, right? Grandma lived over here, Southside Homes, right? And she was on the system and poor, right? And she half raised some of these brothers, right? We're grown now, 30-something, right? From Charlotte, struggling. Just because they're from Charlotte, right? And here I am, I'm from somewhere else and I'm in Charlotte now, right? So even though it was a struggle for me, it was a little easier for me than it was even them, right? So I persisted on and pushed on, right? And at some point I stopped going into some of these places that you think would just give anybody a job. Warehouse ain't nothing but packing boxes or putting this pallet together or something, right? And I started going into like the banks and the insurance companies and places that you don't think want to give us a job if you don't have a record. You know what I mean? You ain't working here. And started taking different trainings and classes and stuff. I took some automotive sales training class 2 weeks, right? So the guy, white guy, said, man, if you go ahead and finish the class, Kenny, then I'll put a word in for you. And he did. And they still, said, well, what's your background, this and that, right? So they came out, chased me down on the way to the car and said, well, we at least want to interview you, right? Because one of the people, she can't take the job because of her schedule, right? So they interviewed me, and I begged the brother to speak up for me. He did. And I begged the man, for an opportunity, right? And let him know that, whatever it is that he would be worried about, just give me a chance. And they did. So I took that job very seriously, right? And it allowed me to take care of my children. 5 of them I had, then I had another one on the way at that time, right? So they're in high school. So every day is a day, cap and gown day, this day, that day, right? But now I'm in a profession, right? So I'm able to take care of those things, right? I was able to get all 5 of my children through high school, right? And able to have health insurance for myself, right? Inquire about life insurance, right? Now, credit matters, right? It doesn't matter when you broke and you don't have nothing. When you can go figure out where you're trying to sleep and where you're going to work, right? We know about credit, but it really doesn't matter when I'm hungry, right? But now things is different. So you get to try to learn about those things, and they matter now, right? So I eventually got promoted up to finance manager, which again, opened up opportunities, right? Because a lot of the things that I advocate for now, right, is just to give us opportunities, right? And mathematically, some of us will do well. Give 10 of us an opportunity. 3 of us, just because of the opportunity, will do well, right? So I got an opportunity to become a finance manager from the dealership. Knowing my background and where I came from, right? And knowing the importance on trying to expose me to other things, right? The owner of that dealership, Mr. Keffer, right? Who met with me personally, right? To help me and to mentor me, right? To say, okay, well, we would have to expose you to certain things, Kenny, that you normally just would not get exposed to, right? So we want to send you off to finance school, right? You got to go away, right? Houston, Texas, right? You got to stay out there for several weeks, and you're going to go to this class every day. We're going to pay for it, $30,000 it costs me, right? But I want to invest this in you because this is something that you'll always have, right? Even if you go away from this business, right? So I went there, took the training, came back, became a finance manager in the dealership, right? So now once I'm a manager, right? And the dealership trusts me that I'll train these individuals, right? And I'll work with them, right? And you know that I'm not going to haven't done nothing wrong yet, right? Handle sensitive information, certified to do it. Went to the finance school, took the test and all of that. They said, well, you're certified now to handle sensitive information. You know how to process it, dispose of it, what's sensitive, what's not, right? So now that I'm back and I'm a manager, well, I can hire now, right? So, right, you learn that the company, the individual company itself, can make the decision who do they want to hire, right? There's no government regulation or no law that says if a person has a background that you cannot hire that person unless it's something like a school and it's a sex offense or something like that, arson or something like that. Common sense stuff, right? Well, on the normal, well, that's just up to the business owner. He can make that decision, right, and be liable. And even if something happened, there's programs to cover the loss, right? So it then just becomes like a moral thing, right? There's no law, there's no reason why. You just would have to just want to, right? And fear of nothing except for helping somebody, right? That person's probably black, right? Because of the situation and circumstances, especially in Charlotte, right? So that's what happened. I became able to hire somebody, right? So now I'm talking to the brothers and the sisters who have these barriers, right? Sometimes it's not even a background, right? Sometimes it's something else, right? Just because you black and poverty, right? But I grew up with your mother and them, right? Not like literally, but I know them. You know what I mean? And know probably what you went through, right? So some of this stuff is just like passed down stuff, right? And some of this stuff is overcoming a barrier that is a background. You simply not going to have an opportunity because of that, right? So once I became able to hire those kind of people, right, then I can train them, not only just in this, but life, right? Because I'm old to 30-something now, 7, 8, 38 or something, 39 at that time, right? They 24, 23, 25, 30, you know what I mean? Right? They pops did a bit, they uncle did a bit, you know what I mean? Mother was such and such or whatever. So it's the life training as well as, you know, training them in the industry, right? And through that, I mean, men and women were able to learn a new skill and then move forward, right? Become managers, some of them, become homeowners, some of them, right? And have acquired skills, right? That you can never take from them, right? That you learn in this kind of business. Marketing, right? Internet, you learn how to put in information. Hey, that's sensitive information. You learn certain things just from being in certain business, certain exposure. You could take with you wherever you go.